Hiya, how you doing?
All right, you.
Yeah, good, thanks.
Good. How are things, Callum? You really seem to have just hit this kind of run of form again.
Yeah, it's been good. Obviously, results have been good. Large bits of the performances have been good as well. So, like you said, starting to look more like our old self, and we just need it to continue. We need to continue working hard and staying positive, and like I say, we just keep going now and try and win the next game, and then when the next one comes, we try and do the same. So, yeah, we're looking forward to it.
We spoke to you after the St Mirren defeat. You couldn't put your finger on why things were going wrong. So can you work out why now things are going right?
It's a good question. I think in football things can change very quickly. You get a result, and then you score a few goals, and then all of a sudden the confidence comes back, and the freedom comes back as well. And I think that's probably where we are at the minute. We seem to be scoring loads of goals, and defending well as well. So sometimes things can change very, very quickly in football, and like I said, that's maybe been one of the reasons that boys are a little bit more free, and you can just see it in the performances. They seem to be a lot slicker.
Now that you're back on this kind of winning run, where is the players' mindset in terms of the title race and catching Rangers?
We know it's going to be a tough task. For us, we just have to focus on ourselves, and that is training. Everybody turned up, professional. We put the work in, keep trying to get better, and like I said, when the games come along, then we try and implement everything that we do in training with the right attitude, and then obviously the result is then a product of all that hard work and performance levels. So we just have to keep taking it game by game. There's always a glimmer of hope until it's mathematically impossible. So we have to keep working and keep believing that you just never know in football.
Callum, there was a statement from the club yesterday talking about the ongoing review of performances and what have you. Has that been hanging over the players at all?
I don't think so. I think there's obviously the club have put the statement out. It reads very fairly in terms of the season as a whole just now, and it's been disappointing. Obviously, everyone hoped for more, and it's just not been the case. So, like I said, us as players, staff, everyone together, we have to try and refocus and get to a better place again. So that's our job in the football department, is to keep trying to get better, always learning, and like I said, try to finish the season in a positive, and then we attack next season, and obviously the same vein that we want to do well.
Would you expect Neil still to be the boss next season?
I think obviously that's a decision for the club and obviously the people above us. So they'll take that decision. But what I will say is everyone is fully behind the manager. He's had a great record at this club. He's delivered so much success, firstly as a player, and then obviously as a manager as well. So his credentials speak for himself, and like I say, we've had very successful times. Obviously we've managed to do 2 trebles under his wing as well, which everybody always remembers that as well. So like I said, he's had a great time at the club, and like I said, the people up the stairs will make that decision. But from my side, and the players' side, then obviously we are all behind them, and we've had some good times together as well.
I guess winning 4 in a row and going on a run like that can only help everybody.
Yeah, exactly. It can only help the confidence of the club and the building and the players, and like I said, you can kind of see that in performances. It seems to be a lot slicker in terms of the way that we're playing as well. So like you said, we just need to try and continue that, keep working hard, and keep our heads down, and like I say, keep trying to press on.
Is that probably the most frustrating thing, Callum? Obviously hindsight's a wonderful thing, but looking at the last month or so, those performances are obviously in there from the team. You've done it the last 4 or 5 games. Is the problem that, or the frustration that crunch time come the new year and whatnot, it was those performances that possessed you, even though, as you can see, the performances were in there from the player.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously that is the frustrating bit, and if you could change it, obviously you would. But football's so unpredictable, and terms of, like you said, it's the quality's obviously there, the performances are there. It's just trying to find that consistency, and it's been a difficult season for the players in terms of trying to get that consistency, maybe consistency in team selection and things like that as well, with some injuries and things like that as well, which has probably not helped. So like you said, that is probably the frustrating bit, that it's, like you said, it's maybe came a little bit too late.
Do you think you've played like champions this season?
I think there's been spells where we have, but I think there's been too many games where we've dropped points, where to be champions you have to win those games. I think that's as simply as I can put it. There's small margins in football. It can be a big save at one point, you got the pitch and score, and there's just small details in football that if you want to win leagues and titles, then that's the things that need to go for you. And like I said, it's probably, there's been too many games where those things haven't happened for us.
Whatever the outcome of the season, will this be a learning curve the last 6-9 months for the players in that at a club like Celtic, as you mentioned, if those moments don't go for you, then you end up X amount of points behind your rivals no matter what you do?
Absolutely. I think that's the good that can come out of the situation, is that everyone should be learning, should be taking everything on board, and like you say, when you just come off it slightly in terms of performance, then these things can happen. Like I've touched on before, the incredible consistency that we've had over the last 4 seasons has been unbelievable, and that's a product to keep working hard, keep playing well, and it doesn't happen so often that you get so many years of so much consistency. So like I said, it's a wee reminder that if you come off it, then you can quite easily find yourself behind, and everyone should be learning as a club, as players, everyone moving forward. We have to try and take some sort of a positive and learning curve from it.
Callum, do you think you've learned more in the last few months and what's going on of late than perhaps you would have if you'd gone on and won another title? Do you think it's been more of a learning curve?
I think it's been a learning curve, definitely, in that sense, where you probably learn more about yourself and the team when you lose games. You learn more about yourself as a character and a person. So to have the success, and then obviously to drop off this year and not have just as much success, then it helps you refocus and rebalance yourself for obviously future challenges. But ideally we would have wanted to go on and win it again, but like I said, we have to learn. It's been a difficult season, and like I said, we just need to learn from it, and when we come back in the summer, we keep pushing on between now and the end of the season, and then in the summer we come back with a freshness again.
Watching you play and then listening to you speak just now, it sounds as though that you've kind of come through, or you're coming through the bad times. Do you feel, when you touched on the manager earlier, do you feel that he's perhaps coming through that as well, and can you see that from him within the club?
I think just when you win games and you're playing well, then I think automatically it gives football a lift, and footballers and managers, it's always doom and gloom when you don't win games, and you can see that everyone carries it so personally with them as well, and I think that's one thing that the group is very honest, that people do carry it, even in their personal life, it still really hurts them. So you can see that, you can see it draining on people, but like you said, hopefully we're coming out the back of that. We've been consistent in the performances, and we've managed to get some good results, but it's important that we stay on that, because like I touched on, if you come off it, then you can quite easily find yourself back in that place.
I think it's got to focus on yourselves, but can a win, when it's a game in hand, put any pressure back on Rangers?
I think we have to believe that that's the case. There's not too many games to go, but like you said, if we win tomorrow night, then you just never know. Like you said, we have to look after ourselves. We have to try and win as many games between now and the end of the season, and see where that takes us. So that is our job. We can only focus on ourselves now and performances and results, and then, like I said, we just see what happens.
Looking at Aberdeen haven't scored in any of their last 5 games. Is it a good time to come up against Derek McInnes's men?
I think, like you say, it could be a good time, could be a bad time, in terms of they might turn up and put in a really good performance, We always expect a very tough game against Aberdeen, and we've always had that in the past as well. We have to play at our very best to get results against Aberdeen, and I don't anticipate it being any different from that. So they might have a point to prove as well. Like you said, they've run a sort of bad run themselves, but like I said, it can change very quickly. So we prepare our stuff today, and obviously we look forward to the game tomorrow and try and look forward to a victory.
Callum, it's 10 years in August, I think, since you joined Celtic. For much of that time, you've been riding the crest of a wave. How was the crash this year then, and did you see it anywhere coming at all?
I think it's obviously been difficult when, like you said, you're normally so successful and you're always winning things and winning trophies and titles. Then to have that drop off, then it hurts. Football is a very strange game. I think it's so unpredictable. So I don't think I've seen it coming, but you just never know. These things can happen, and like I said, when they do, then it's really important to learn from it and grow as a person, as a player, and try and stay positive, because you know that there's always a chance to try and put it right. So I think that's what we have to do now, is part the disappointment and try and finish the season on a high, and then, like I say, we come back with a freshness in the summer.
Celtic have always had this winning mentality, this inner belief within themselves that you go out and you're going to win every game. When that didn't happen, did you start to doubt yourself or the team?
No, I don't think there's a doubting element of the team, yourself as a player, or because you've had successful times, you know that you can deliver that as a player and as a club. So, like I said, it's just very unpredictable in football, that if you come off it slightly, then you can very quickly find yourself in a bad situation. And I think that was the case. I think it just sort of snowballed for one bad game, then it just kind of snowball effect, and then it started to really nosedive for us for a few weeks, and like I said, we've been trying to catch it and build back up from that point. So I suppose the learning curve in it is, if you do have a bad performance or a bad game, then you try and just wipe it straight away, and then you focus on the next game and try and make it a positive one. So like I said, it's probably more about a learning curve for us now.
I don't think Aberdeen have scored many of the last 5 games. They'll be eagerly keen to change that tomorrow, won't they?
Yeah, absolutely. That like I said, they're always a tough opponent. We always have to play at our very best to get a result, and I don't expect that to be any different tomorrow. So, like you said, they normally do score goals, and they're quite a free-flowing team. They've got some very good players at the top end of the pitch, and like I said, they're normally free sort of scoring, and we have to defend well to get something at the game. And like I said, I don't see that being any different tomorrow. We'll have to turn up and earn the right to play, and like I say, hopefully try and win the game.
Thanks, Callum. Good luck.
Cheers, thank you.